Hello and welcome to Those Forking Fangirls, where we talk all things nerdy, book, TV, movie, pop culture, fandoms, and how they integrate into our adult lives. I'm Christine.
And I'm Natasha. Christine spelled my name wrong. I had to say it.
I spelled my own name wrong too.
Where did you
always spell it Kristen.
I'm Natasha.
And I'm Christine. And today we're digging into Bridgerton Season 4 Part 2! I'm so excited. I mistakenly last week said that this week was our Fangirl Oscars, when really next week is our Fangirl Oscars, and this week is Bridgerton Season 4 Part 2. My bad. I'm sorry if you were excited for the Fangirl Oscars. They will be coming next week.
Yeah, well, we didn't think that Bridgerton was gonna impact us so hard.
Yes, I did. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's right. Because the last year we did 2 parts.
Yeah. Bridgerton is some of our favorite episodes, I feel. They're so fun.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's coming.
Yes. That's going to be our main discussion. So if you guys want to jump into that, there is always going to be a timestamp in the description or show notes down below. But we are going to head right into Snap, Crackle, Pop Culture News. Christine, what do you have for us today?
Snap, Crackle, Pop Culture News. All right, the first thing I want to talk about is this dropped on Tuesday, March 3rd, that we are going to be at BookCon in New York City, April 19th. Is that the weekend? Is that the date? April 18th. April 18th and 19th is BookCon. But our panel is on Saturday at 6:00, and it is called "Are We Single Because of Fictional Characters? Hot Takes on the Most Iconic Book Boyfriends of Our Time."
Woo woo!
And it is really interesting because they're doing this thing called BookCon After Dark. So the more rated PG-13 panels start after 5 o'clock.
I didn't realize that was happening.
He didn't read the
I guess I skimmed it.
Yeah, so the target audience is our age. It's 20s, 30s, women.
Perfect. Wonderful. We love that.
Yes. So it's really exciting. It's BookCon has grown with us. And we have a signing before the panel because after dark, the signing area is closed. So our signing, I'll be signing books, and Natasha will have podcast postcards that we'll be signing as well. So that will be at 4:30 on the signing floor, and all this is in the schedule. So it's very exciting.
We're gonna be back at BookCon.
Yeah. All right, Natasha. What else is on the news?
So today in Heated Rivalry news,
yes.
Season 2 is coming. I feel like Jacob Tierney was on Gail's morning show, and she said April 2027. So that's when we should be expecting.
I saw that. I wrote it in the news.
The second season. So next spring we have a full year. He says that he's hard at work.
Wait a minute. I was thinking 2027 was 2 years from now this whole time.
Oh, no, it's just next year.
It's already 2026.
Yeah, we're in March, baby. And then also that same time we got news, Rachel Reed is dealing with a lot of Parkinson's symptoms, and her book, which was going to be the 7th book in the Game Changers, was going to come out September 29th. But has now been pushed to June 1st, 2027. Oh. Yeah. So, I can't be bummed. I am. I was at first bummed because I was like, oh my God, I get a new book.
Her.
Yeah. And she's just had a crazy few months and hasn't been able to probably rest or heal or do any of that stuff. So we understand, and we will wait patiently.
Yeah, of course. Oh man. Wow. In other news, Coach is making book bag charms. Like Coach Purses is making charms of actual fucking books. I'm so sorry. I cannot get on board with these giant fucking bag charms that have been the trend for over a fucking year. They're so heavy. I'm so confused. You don't want that weight on your shoulder. It's bad for your back. And I see these book charms on the books in these pictures, and they look so fucking ugly because they're like big and like heavy and weird and dangly. They're bigger than the purses. I'm so confused.
Well, yeah, it's a culture moment from Japan, and like it's come over here. I feel like it really started with the
Labubu's.
The Labubu's.
And I fucking hated those things. I want my back to be light as possible too, Nicole. I have back problems. This is stupid.
I don't really partake. Sometimes like at Disney I'll put like a few bag charms on just to make my outfit like, but I don't have like the big plush toys.
Those plush I saw Natalie with like 50 plush toys on her purse, and I was like, you literally added like 15 pounds to your shoulder. What the fuck? What the fuck? And like the only one I've ever been tempted, and I'm still like, I would wear this one. There was this like handmade leather ones that look like your dog that someone was making, and they were cute. They were like smaller, but like maybe like this big. And I almost bought one of those, but then I didn't ever pull the trigger on it. But that's all I would ever want to wear is Bellamy's face. And if I can't have Bellamy's face, then nothing.
I just the book charms. I'm like, are people gonna be reading the classics like on the subway?
No, they have like Jandy Nelson and like
they do
all of the hits from YA. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I just hate it. I hate this pop culture moment of heavy charms on your purse. And I think it's silly when there's 100 because I'm like, what are you doing?
I just get afraid of it like getting caught and like getting pulled and then like your bag like opening up.
Yes. It's so easy if it's on the zipper. But also, it's just like they're plushies and your purse is so dirty. Like your purse touches everything, falls everywhere. And yeah, like along with the kitchen sink, your purse is one of the dirtiest areas of your life.
The kitchen sink is the dirtiest?
The kitchen sink's disgusting. Yeah, it's got a lot of bacteria and shit in there.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Moving on.
Okay, so the Actors Awards were last night, formerly the SAG Awards. And Law Roach was on the carpet, and let me explain. I was trying to explain this to Christine last night, and she's like, "Who? I know who he is." And I was like, "Are you sure?"
I thought you said Rob Roach, and then I was like, "Is that the guy from the Traitors?"
No, Law Law Roach.
See, I thought you said Rob. We kept saying the same name over and over again, and I was like, "Yeah, Rob."
No, Law, as in Law and Order. He is Zendaya's stylist. He styles her. He like really, that's like his bestie. He only really styles Zendaya now. But he was on the carpet and they asked him a question and they're like, "Hey, so like, I know like Zendaya's married Zendaya's getting married. Like, have you guys been thinking about the wedding dress?" Married. And then he goes, "Oh, babe, you already missed that. They're married."
And she's like, "Are you serious?" "Yeah, I saw this clip."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, so serious."
Yeah. So I guess Zendaya and Tom are married, according to Law Roach.
I mean, if they are, that's great. I would love to see a picture. Please.
Me too.
I want to see her dress.
I want to see the love.
And I want to see the love, the kiss, and then they kiss the bride.
Yes, I want to see it all.
Yes. But that's exciting. There's also a rumor that Sarah J. Maas will be on Call Her Daddy. I don't know what to think of that. I wouldn't put it past her. I think she'd go and Call Her Daddy for sure.
For sure.
She's been reading Akajar. I just didn't like when she mentioned it and she was like, "It's very smart."
Oh my god. I just hate when I feel like we need to do a whole episode about the smut thing. It's killing me. Okay, next. Oh, guys, Lily Collins announced that she is going to be playing Audrey Hepburn in a film about the making of Breakfast at Tiffany's. And I feel like she said that this has been 10 years in the making. She's been trying to get this made forever. And I feel like everyone has always compared her to Audrey Hepburn. In fact, she's done like so many nods to her in Emily in Paris. So I'm very excited for this. The writer of Dickinson. He's going to be adapting, or I think it's like a book
this. It's a book about Audrey Hepburn.
It's a book about the filming of Breakfast at Tiffany's, like the behind the scenes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Very exciting. I love Dickinson. So I want to rewatch Dickinson. I forgot about it.
Yeah,
those first 2 seasons are so good. And then I got kind of like off kilter in the 3rd season because they were ending it, I think, without having planned to end it.
Yeah. I think I have more than you on here. So I
didn't have as many things this week.
Hulu also officially greenlit the X-Files pilot that Ryan Coogler is writing and directing, and Danielle Deadwyler is going to be leading. So I knew you were going to ask me, and I forgot to look up what she's been in. Who's that?
Sorry. Today in Taylor Swift news, there's one paparazzi picture of her in New York with Travis.
Danielle Deadwyler, I feel like, she's been in... I don't think I've seen her in anything.
All right.
There's this movie called Till, The Woman in the Yard she was in.
Wow. Hoppers has a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
That's one of the highest rated Pixar films of all time.
Wow.
What did you think of Hoppers?
I will be telling you in our next segment.
Fine.
Also, in the hockey romance realm, if you guys have read Elle Kennedy's Off-Campus TV show, the first season, we have like a release month, is going to be premiering in May. And I read the first book. I read that like during Christmas, and I wasn't like thrilled by it, but I am excited to see like another romance show be adapted. And like each book is about like a different hockey player. And then season 2 is already greenlit, so they're gonna go back to filming that. So, yep, excited.
Cool. I wanted to mention that I don't know if you saw Harry Styles' whole performance at the Brits, which is like the Grammys in the UK.
Oh no, I haven't. I need to, though.
It was so good. It was my favorite performance I've ever seen him do. The choreography was so like wild and interesting, and just like up my alley. And then the next day, and I posted on my story because I was like, oh my God, I love this. But it wasn't the whole thing. It was like a piece of the performance that I saw on a reel. But I watched the whole thing, and it's so cool. And then I went on Twitter and saw people making fun of his choreography. And I was like, you have no taste.
Yeah, the heck?
I really like this song, Aperture. And I probably the best since As It Was, since that song. I haven't liked one of his songs as much. No, as it's on that album, but it was the first single. And the music video really added to that. And then watching this performance really sealed the deal. I was like, I love this song.
I remember when you told Tay and I to watch the music video, and we first watched it, we were like, the fuck? And then we watched it again, and we're like, yeah, we like this now. It's very odd. Like, I understand why people would make fun of it, but like, it's something different. It's fun. It's kind of like kooky, and
that's how he is.
Yeah, exactly.
And I love, like, in the beginning, they're like all on these bleachers, everybody, and they're like looking like left, right, up. And they're like all just doing it for like a long period of time, and it looks so cool. It's like this really simple choreo, but like when you're all doing it together, it looks awesome. Yeah,
I need to watch it.
Also, the final season of Yellow Jackets is in production.
I saw they were at a dinner.
All right. Anything else in here you want to talk about?
Did I say everything?
I think we did.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to what right now. Natasha, what are you reading right now?
I finished Julia's Song is Undateable by Susan Lee. I love the cultural aspects of it because, like, she's Korean. It also takes place in Orange County, in specifically Irvine.
Oh, that's cool.
I know. And then Julia, like, lives up in LA, and so they're always, like, driving back and forth. I'm like, it's my life. But I would love to, I feel like this would be so well adapted, and I would like to see this like as a film. But yeah, I basically, like, the premise of the show is that she's 30 and she runs this like Korean beauty brand, and it's like super successful, and like she's just finally like feeling good and feeling like, okay, I don't need to like always worry about this. And then her grandma makes her feel bad, and she's like, you need to get married, even though like she's like at the top of her career. She's got this beautiful brand and business. And then she's like, fine, I'll try. And then she's like, okay, you can set me up on 3 dates. And the whole family's like, yes. And so she goes on these like dates. But she's like, I need it. And she has a coach for everything. She's like, I need a dating coach. And then her grandma gets their next door neighbor involved. His name is Tay.
Like it would be such a fun movie.
It would be so fun. And Tay is like 5 years younger than Julia, and she's always treated him like a little brother, but he's
25 now.
He's 25 now, and he's a man, and he's like super sweet, and he like helps her and like does like these pseudo dates for her. And one date he actually has to go on because the man speaks Korean and she doesn't speak Korean. So
why would they set her up with someone who does not speak her language?
Because it's all you'll see.
Oh my god.
But yeah, no, like the concept, the writing was super fun. I just wished that there was more romantic content.
Cool. Cool. I have continued my pattern of never finishing anything. I'm still in the Shadowhunters. What I did do was rewatch like 2 hours worth of book talks as I prepare to make some videos for the new Shadowhunter trilogy.
Oh my god.
So that was fun. And I still have some more to go through. I had them on like 1.5 speed, but then I had to slow them down because sometimes I talk really fast. And I'm like, I'm trying to take notes here, Christine. Anyway, so I'm still reading the Shadowhunters Better in Black. This story I'm on right now, I really just don't love it. It's still the Luke story, and it feels like it's going on and on because he's just like writing letters. So it's not like I'm reading the story. I'm reading him be like, and then we did this, and then we did this, and then we did this. I hate
that. No, thank you.
I know. I'm like, Luke, you're terrible at telling a story. Let's get out of your head. He's like writing these letters to fucking Jocelyn, and they had sexy time together like when she was pregnant with Clary.
What?
And he didn't know that she was pregnant with Clary, so they just like escaped Valentine, right? And Valentine made it look like her son had died, and she's like really depressed, and she doesn't want to, like, she wants to abandon the Shadowhunter world altogether, which he didn't really understand at the time because she wasn't being clear about it. So they went to Paris, and yeah, they had this one night together, and he was like really hopeful, and he was like, oh, was it too much too fast? Like, we could take it slow. And she's like, no, I'm leaving. Like, I'm pregnant. And Valentine's never going to stop hunting me. So bye. And she buys a ticket to her New York by herself.
And then Luke follows her at some point?
I'm sure he follows her. I haven't finished the fucking story yet. Because he's just so bad at telling his own stupid story.
I mean, you can take that up with Cassie.
I feel like she was just trying to do a different format so it would go faster, you know? Yeah. But like, I like when Cassie actually writes the story and not lets Luke tell it through a letter to Jocelyn.
Oh, I see. Harley says his story makes me so sad.
Yeah, it is so sad. Like, is fucking Parabati is Valentine. Yeah. Like, he sucked him in and took the girl he was in love with and then, like, became a crazy narcissistic psychopath. Like, and both the girl that he loves was entangled in it right there with him. And, yeah, do you remember how he becomes a werewolf? like Valentine doesn't want him near like around anymore because he's now with Jocelyn and he's just like this extra thing he has to deal with. So he takes him into the forest to deal with these werewolves that supposedly killed Valentine's father, and then like leaves him for the wolves. Like he gets attacked and Valentine does not help.
I do remember this.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Luke.
Yeah. Jessica, I feel like I'm gonna do like this is what you missed on the Shadowhunters Better in Black, like the main points you need to know going into the next series.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, what did you watch?
What did I watch? Well, the finale of the Traitors season 4 US edition happened, and of course, Rob just won because all the people who were savvy enough to realize what was going on, he had already banished or murdered. So, and then everyone else was completely like goo-goo-eyed in love with Rob. Like, Rob played a great game, but I have to say, there were also like just nobody was good at playing the game that was faithful. It was so frustrating that I always root for the traitors, but I found myself rooting for them because they became the underdogs because they were so clueless. They couldn't take any logic and put it into action. And it was so frustrating because at this point, there are so many little breadcrumbs that lead to Rob if you're just paying attention. But they just refuse to believe any of them. And it was infuriating for me as a viewer to watch. So of course Rob won. I had no doubts that Rob would win, but like I was just really pulling for somebody to fucking figure it out. Ugh. Anyway,
I saw the reaction from Mara.
Ugh.
I saw all the clips, and I was like, and she's like, it can't be, it can't be Rob. And I'm like, bitch, come on, girl, did you watch our season?
With Mara, so frustrated.
I don't think it's Rob.
Like, it's a throwaway vote. I can't. Anyway, then. Well, not then. The day before this, it was like it rained reality television this week.
Yeah,
like,
it did.
I was just like overwhelmed. Survivor 50 premiered on Wednesday. It was a 3-hour season premiere. It was fantastic. It was so good to finally have a returnee season. So many great people, so many great stories happening. Like, I'm on board with Colby. Colby and Rizzo dynamic has been really fun to watch. And then we've got this dynamic with Coach and Ozzy. Ozzy is terrible at strategic stuff, but he's teamed up with Sari, which is like so exciting. Sari was on the chopping block this week, and I was just like so scared, but she made it through, so relieved. There was a medevac this week. It was devastating. We were crying. It was just like all the things happened, and returnee seasons are amazing. And everyone's like, this is the most exciting thing since Heroes versus Villains. And I'm just like, no, returnee seasons are always great. Bring them back. Anyway, it was really good. Highly recommend watching Survivor 50. Olivia, the day of Survivor, texted me and it was like, are you gonna be watching tonight? I was like, of course, but I'm 3 hours behind you. Do not text me things. And she was like, I thought it was live. And I'm like, first of all, it's pre-recorded. Second, no, it does not start at 5 p.m. here. So I watched the whole thing. The next day, she goes, did you watch Survivor? And I'm like, yes. And then I'm like, so sad for this person and so excited for this person and so sad for this person. And she was like, I didn't finish it. I fell asleep. So you just spoiled it. Oh! I was like, why did you open with that? Why did you say, like, you made it sound like you were going to be watching live. And yet you said, like, you and talked to the day after. Yeah.
Did you watch it?
I know. I was like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I don't understand why you worded it like this. Anyway, that's what you missed on Survivor. What did you watch?
I haven't watched a lot of TV besides obviously Bridgerton, which is this episode.
Mhm.
Last time when we did this segment, one of our patrons was like, "What about Bridgerton?" We're like, "Oh yeah, it's the episode." Anyways, I'm continuously watching Love Story,
Oh yeah,
the John F. Kennedy Jr. and Carolyn Bessette. So good. Really highly recommend. It's a tragic love story, so just keep that in mind. And it's real life. And then I watched SNL, Connor Stories SNL episode. I never watch SNL. I only watch it if it's like Adam Driver or one of my men or one of my girls.
The last full episode I watched live was Taylor Lautner's.
Honestly, I feel like I'm the same way.
That's like burned into my mind. I love that episode. The doorbells.
Yeah, so I feel like I watched Adam Driver's maybe was the last time. He's done 2 so far. But I watched Connor's Story. So excited for him. We've just been fed all weekend with Connor's Story stuff. My review of the episode is that I felt like it was a little weak. Honestly, Connor did amazing. I just feel like they could have really pushed these sketches. I felt like they were kind of safe. There was I wanted like a queer sketch. I wanted something more. The best sketch was the one that Connor pitched, and it was the last sketch of the episode, and it was about this stripper who just got in a car accident, and it was fucking hilarious, and it was the best one. I really like the Bridgerton one. It was like it was like pre-recorded, and that one was pretty fun. They cut 2 sketches from the show you can watch online. Connor's opening monologue was I liked it. I didn't love it, and then it was really like painfully awkward when they brought the hockey players in.
Why did they bring the male hockey players?
I don't know. I feel like there was some sort of like they wanted to smooth shit over. I don't know, but then they didn't
say anything.
They brought them in, they said something, and then they made the joke about with like the women hockey players being like, yeah, or maybe the contract's already signed. I don't know. So, and the women hockey players came in, and that kind of saved it a little bit more. But yeah, it was like very uncomfortable. That's what I have to say about that.
That guy not getting his tooth fixed is uncomfortable for me. I don't want to look at it. It hurts me. Like every time I just imagine that puck flying into his fucking mouth.
Yeah. Yeah. If you guys didn't know this, the last sketch, which I already talked about, was Connor's. So Connor's is in like the clown scene in LA and at the Elysium Theater.
I don't know what that is. You got to tell me what the clown scene is.
So the clown scene is like, it's basically, clown is not, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, what's that thing that you do when you're acting and you it's just like off the cuff? What's that called?
Improv.
It's like improv, but like you're trying to make the audience have a reaction, and it's not necessarily like it's not necessarily about like keeping the scene going. It's like how the audience is going to react. So that's what the clown scene is. You're not necessarily like in clown makeup. It could be scary. It could be like creepy. It could be funny. But that's a sketch that he did at the Elysium Theater that he brought to SNL. But honestly, I feel like the accent battle off that they premiered, like that was the best thing he did.
Sketch.
It's the best thing he did.
Huh. Interesting. Mm-hmm. All right. I also wanted to mention Shrinking. It's back. Season 3 is on, and it's so good, and I'm really enjoying it.
I need to. Alex has been watching it, and I just keep like, kind of like looking over.
Yeah, it's on Apple TV. It's with Han Solo, the old man. What's his name?
Harrison Ford,
and Jason Segel, and everyone else in the cast is also great, and I don't have their names memorized. But This season has been really sweet and fun and just so heartwarming. I was watching, I mean, like, I'm in an anxious place, so I will cry very easily. But, like, watching episode 3, I think I cried, like, 6 separate times, like, out of happiness and, like, all different emotions. I was like, this show is so good. But, yeah, I look forward to watching it every week.
Okay.
Right.
Movies.
Should we start with Project Hail Mary?
Yes.
All right. Let me just tell the story about Project Hail Mary. So Taya got invited to Project Hail Mary. She could only bring 1+1, and she tried to get 2, but she couldn't. So I could not go, and I was like so sad because
I was so sad. I was like, I can't go to this without Christine.
I was so sad. Yeah, because this is one of my favorite books of all time, and I just like want to see it so bad. And Natasha and I are just like emailing other people we know, being like, "Are you doing screenings of Project Hail Mary?" just to see if there's a way to get into one. Anyway, so it starts at 7. And I am on the couch with Bellamy after having eaten, and I'm just like, I can't concentrate on work right now. I just need to watch a movie. And so I put on Interstellar. And
Meanwhile, let me tell this side. Meanwhile, Taya and I like approach. There's like a security guard up front, and we just have to show them an email that we're invited. And then we go to the table, and they don't have Taya's name like on the list.
After all of this,
after the back and forth email of asking if we could have another +1, super casual. People are wearing like sweats and stuff, and they're coming off of work. It's the media screening because they were going to do the junket the next day. That's usually what happens. The junket is when they interview the cast and stuff. And so we're not on the list, and then we get moved over to this other line, and then they're like, okay, let me just see the email. Okay, here you go. And Taylor and I look at each other. We're like, what the fuck? Like, there's no wristbands. There's nothing. Like, like it's open seating. And the first thing I said, I was like, Christine could have come. This is so stupid. Like, Christine could have come. And then Taylor's like, yeah. And then we get in, and then we sit down, and we're like, text Christine.
I am like 25 minutes into Interstellar, like falling asleep on the couch. And I just start to hear ding, 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 ding. Like on my phone. Like, what's going on? And they were like, this is open seating, just come. And I was going to get there at 7:20. And it started at 7, but like the movie hadn't started yet. So I literally just like leapt into my car and got there like after the first scene.
The whole time I'm like watching her. Like, well, first we were like, take an Uber so you don't have to park. And then you're like, the Uber's going to take 7 minutes. Yeah. We're like, just get in the car and drive. And then
it was like an adrenaline rush. Like I ran out of the house. I was like, bye, Bellamy. I like couldn't believe I was in the car. I was like, because earlier that day I was on the walk with Bellamy, and I was just thinking to myself, I should just go. Like so many times these screenings are just like so casual. Anyway, it happened and it was amazing.
It was so good. The movie is out like I think the 20th of March. It was everything. We loved it so much.
I'm just so happy. They did such a great job with it. And Ryan Gosling was so good. Mm-hmm. And I can't wait to see it again.
Me too.
2 hours and 46 minutes.
It does not feel that long.
It does not feel that long at all. I could go another half an hour. Mm-hmm. But it was so good.
Yeah, they did it so well.
Mm-hmm. All right. Also, tell me about Hoppers, because I was curious about it. So, yeah, on Wednesday, Natasha and everybody went to a screening of Hoppers, and I was like, sorry, I have the Survivor 50 premiere. I'm going home to watch it.
Yeah, we went to a screening of Hoppers. I saw 3 movies last week that are not out yet, but saw Hoppers. We were sat in the second row from
What?
We were sat in the second row from the front, and we're literally laying down in these recliners.
Oh my God.
watching this movie. I think I'm a little skewed. But I really liked the film a lot. It was like the concept. The whole time I'm like, what is this movie about? Like, I'm so confused. Or like,
I
is
saw
it a
one
gopher?
trailer, like a girl is inside a beaver.
Yeah, so it's a beaver, and there's this technology that puts their consciousness into this like robot beaver so that they can
You mean it puts
like
humans' consciousness
into a robot beaver, and so that they can converse with the animal world. Anyway, she's trying to save this glade. The trailers aren't doing Hoppers any favors.
They're not.
I was like, why? I don't want to see this movie. I'd rather go see something else.
I didn't even know. Once I read the little one sentence synopsis, I recalled like a long time ago seeing a trailer for
Me too.
Yeah, but I had no interest in comparison to like I haven't seen Send Help, I haven't seen Wuthering Heights, and then it happened to be on the Survivor premiere, and I was like, yeah.
Gotta go home and watch Survivor. Okay. I really liked the film. It was super fun. Kind of scary, if I have to say anything. Like, I feel like if you're gonna bring your kids there, just like be aware that there's a scene towards the end which like was kind of like I would think if I was a 3-year-old, 4-year-old watching that movie, I'd get a little scared. I'm just gonna say.
Well, is it like when Voldemort comes out at the end? It's like,
It's not like a jump scene. It's just like the what happens, and like the imagery is like a little bit funky dunky.
do you think it's clear enough for 4-year-olds to get it?
Oh yeah, they understand. It's just crazy. Just
Okay.
what happens at the end of the movie. But anyways, she's trying to save this glade, and she's like, and they're like, oh, a beaver needs to move in so that all the other animals will come and move back to this glade. This is a glade that like she like grew up in, and she's kind of like an activist, and they're building this like highway over it. I do have to say there is a lot of in the movie. I feel like there's a lot of like we work together to make everything happen when like in reality, like we shouldn't be bulldozing wildlife reserves for our transportation. Like there was a little bit of like that messaging, which
Wait, what are you talking about? Humans are saying that?
I think the messaging in the film was that they're trying to bulldoze this glade to make this highway.
So humans
are bulldozing the glade to make a highway, and the main character is trying to stop it. So that's the whole point of the film. Okay. And the reason why she becomes an animal is so that the animals will move back, because if the animals move back, that means that they're not going to bulldoze the glade.
Does it mean that, or will they just murder the animals?
Right. So, I think it was a little bit like we all have to work together so that we can all live together peacefully, instead of just being like, let's preserve. And like it was a little propaganda-y, in my opinion. So
wait, but I'm kind of confused. So like the bad stuff was coming from the beaver?
Nothing bad was coming from the beaver. They had just moved out of the glade, and there's a reason why they moved out of the glade.
Okay, so these are spoilery things.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything more.
Okay.
I'm just saying the 90% is great. I wouldn't rate it 90%. Just saying.
98%.
Oh my fucking God. No.
Yeah. Well, I saw The Housemaid finally, right before I fell ill, and we haven't been able to talk about it.
Oh yeah.
But I really enjoyed it. I was really having a stressful day, and I got home and I was just like, I just want to watch The fucking Housemaid. So I rented it for $20 and had a fun time. And I think like the choices that they made to change for the movie were like for cinema reasons, you know. The end had a big fight, whereas like the end doesn't end that way in the book, and they added these plates. When I saw the promo for this, when they were having these screenings where they were like throwing plates around, I was like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, what is this referencing? And now I understand they kind of changed some of the triggers for the people in the film, and one of them was plates. So, yeah, but it was hard. They also made it so that some of the stuff that happened at the end, when I was reading the book, I was an anxious wreck, and some of the stuff that happened at the end was like harder to watch that they made on film. Like they made it
way harder to watch.
Yeah, because one of the things was like, I can't even say it without spoiling, but like involving books, and like while that sounded weird, it didn't sound like, it didn't look as terrible, you know, like because I can't even say what it is.
There was a lot of body like.
She just, the stuff that happened was more visually gruesome that they, instead of what was in the book. Yeah. But like what was in the book was like mentally horrible and all that stuff, like internally painful, but not like visually like disgusting. Some of it was. Anyway, it was good. I enjoyed it. That man did look enormous. The husband. I think
he is built.
Amanda Seyfried was amazing in this role. Like I feel like she's a completely different person, and she's just so good.
Yeah. And
Sydney was great, and I really liked the changes they made to see more of her character outside of that house. Yeah, I thought it was good. I can't believe they're making a second one. Did you see Amanda in an interview was like, they better put me in it?
She was drunk. That was Graham Norton. That was really so funny. Okay, you have like 3 other movies that you and I have
my God. One. Yes. Okay, I watched a little bit of Rental Family. I don't think I was in the mood for it, but the concept was really interesting. Yeah. So Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser.
Why do I always want to say Brandon Sanderson now? Literally, whenever I think of Brendan Fraser, I say Brandon Sanderson, and I'm like, what is happening? Brendan Fraser plays an actor who is like a struggling actor in Japan. He had this one big commercial, and now he's getting like all these really random little tiny roles for like the token white man. And he ends up starting to work for this company that like rents out people that family need, like, so if you like,
this is a big cultural thing in Japan, right? Or in Korea?
It's in Japan. It hasn't gotten like very deep into it, but yeah, it's like mental health still is very stigmatized there. So when people lose like a brother or something, say for example, like this company will rent out like an actor to play their brother. So that like they have someone in their life if they were close, and now it's really taking a toll on them because like I guess people don't like therapy that much. I don't know. I'm not far into it because I was like wasn't in the right headspace for it, but like the concept's really interesting. So anyway, Brandon Sanderson, he plays a husband for this woman.
Brendan Fraser.
Oh my God, did I say Sanderson again? Brendan Fraser plays like a husband for this woman who needs a husband, and then this other woman and like this little girl needs a dad, someone to play her dad to get into this school. So that's like the main arc, I think. So he just met that little girl, and she like hates him because in real life their dad abandoned her, and now he's back, and Brendan is playing him.
You're about to say it again.
I know. Anyway, I'm gonna watch it. I haven't finished it because I was like too anxious for it, but I want to watch that.
You can't put this on your thing if you haven't finished it. That is a rule.
I do this all the time. It's
oh my God.
Hamnet was so phenomenal, and I loved it so much, and I wanted to win all the awards, and I went into it being like, I know it's gonna be so sad, so I'm dissociated. I'm not gonna cry. I'm just gonna be here. I was in hysterics at the end.
Yeah,
like sobbing, and like Cynthia was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "I'm fine." It's so beautiful. It's so good. So, as a person who really like tried really hard in their Shakespeare, like I all through high school like was studying these Shakespeare plays, and then for extra credit you can memorize and perform the soliloquies, Okay, so I have memorized and regurgitated so many famous Shakespearean soliloquies for extra credit points. And didn't ever know what in the fuck I was saying when I did the Hamlet ones. So watching this years later, it was like my brain completely unlocked, like understanding Shakespeare. You know, when you're young, I read No Fear Shakespeare, which like did a stanza by stanza translation into like regular English, which was really, really helpful because I was able to like read them that way. But it was like To Be or Not to Be just like clicked in my brain. And then he was saying To Be or Not to Be right after. I was like, oh my God, to be or not to be is blah, blah, blah. I don't want to spoil it if you don't know, but like, I just couldn't believe that I recited
these
such
words.
a mentally ill soliloquy at 17 and 16.
And you had no idea?
I didn't know it. Okay, is this a spoiler that like it's about unaliving yourself, like, or not unaliving yourself? Like I feel like most people know Shakespeare. Isn't it though? Like, or was I just like a 17-year-old that didn't understand? But like Shakespeare is in a really bad mental space writing this film. And I was like, as it was all clicking, I was like sobbing, and then like the whole end scene is beautiful, and I was just like sobbing through all of that, and then like there's all this family stuff, and that was the part where I was like, oh, this is what's gonna be sad. But really, it's spoiling Shakespeare. It's so funny. We went into it, and Cynthia was like talking about what it's about. I was like, spoiler. She was like, is the play Hamlet based on this? I was like, no, Hamlet takes place in a castle. It's about a king that was murdered and his son.
Christine.
But like, it's not. It's inspired by that pain, but it is not like art that was based on it in the way where like it's the same story.
Yeah, the end scene is the whole time at the end. I was like,
It's
to Jessie Buckley,
so
I was like, shh.
No, I was like, I understood her.
Yeah, no, I did too.
But yeah, it's a perfect sequence, and it's just a beautiful film about the power of art and the legacy that it can create, and how like stories live on through the ages in that way. And it was really beautiful. Yeah, watch it.
Yeah, I feel like I need to watch it again.
It's my favorite of the Oscar films. I haven't watched all of them yet. I have to watch Sentimental Value and Marty Supreme.
I need to watch Marty Supreme. I haven't watched Bugonia either.
That one's easy because it's on Peacock.
Yeah.
Isn't it Burgonia? Or maybe I've been saying it wrong. I don't know.
Begonia?
You know,
whatever.
I might have read it wrong.
You know, you do that.
I do it all the time.
Brandon Sanderson. Okay, I saw
famous actor.
I saw Bride at an early screening, and I have to say, a lot of people ask me my opinions on this because I purposely did not say anything, and I always have to warn people, like, when I go to these events and stuff, like especially the premieres, I'm like, I do have a sparkling opinion on things because like that's what they do. Like they want to make you like enjoy the film.
See, you always say this, but I never feel this.
You never feel this on your end? Or
No.
like, or how I react to things?
No. You talk about how like going to the premiere makes you like the movie more, but that doesn't work for me.
I usually try to like sugarcoat it, I think.
Oh, I will review it in a more graceful way.
Yes.
For sure. Because like you respect the process and how hard it was to make it.
Yeah, of course.
But at the same time, it doesn't like make me actually hold the film in a higher place in my mind. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Yeah. So, I feel like if you go see this movie, you're either going to love it or hate it. Or you might not have any opinions on it. I don't know. It's just one of those films that like you're gonna vibe with or you're not. And I'm on the did not vibe with it spectrum. I just think there's a lot of, I think stylistically it was stunning. It was like a really cool movie. There was a lot of like, there was a whole dance, really cool dance sequence that I really enjoyed. There was, I mean, Jessie Buckley, who's also in Hamnet, is in it, and she's fucking fantastic. The story of it is what I could not get behind. And some things just did not connect to me, nor did it connect, I think, throughout the story. And my friend Beck and I sat there and we were like, what the fuck? So, but then there's girls next to me who were fucking sobbing at the end of it. So I don't know, you know, like, I'm like, am I the weird one? But I just want to, like, I think, like, trigger warning, there's a lot of sexual violence in this, a lot. And I think, like, the nature of Bride is that, like, Frankenstein wants a woman and, like, basically traps her to become his. So, like, yeah, that is, like, the nature of the Bride of Frankenstein. She doesn't even have a fucking name.
See, this would, like, juxtaposed with Frankenstein, who is such a gentle, kind soul. I don't like it.
Yeah, well, and there's also a lot of not just sexual violence, but just like plain old violence. So, and like people were cheering in the theater for that violence, and I just was like, I don't get it. Like, I'm not gonna be cheering for someone bashing the other person's head in. So
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right,
but like it's sad because it's like it's a female directed and written.
Yeah,
and like I want to support them. But I don't know if I can't. I feel like I need someone else to watch it, so I don't feel like I'm crazy.
Yeah. So Maggie Gyllenhaal directed it, y'all, if no one knows. But, all right, I saw one more movie I need to talk about, One Battle After Another. It's the Oscar film that's winning everything, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson with Leonardo DiCaprio. I watched this in like 4 different segments. And I had heard so much about it already that I had like expectations of what it was in my head. And then when it didn't line up, like the first I heard about it was on Armchair Expert, and they were talking with, what's the actor's name? The other actor in it, opposite
Sean
of Leo.
Penn?
No, not him.
Benicio del Toro?
Yes, Benicio del Toro. He was on, and I mean, they were talking about how much they loved it, but like how funny it was. So I'm like expecting Wolf of Wall Street kind of comedy. It was not. Like, just in the moments, because they were talking about how Leo was high, you know? Like, not Leo, the character.
Yeah.
And like, it was not like that. It was very intense because, again, like, it's Leo plays a revolutionary, and it's like these really intense like immigration police like being horrible, and it's just like, you know, like we've talked about previously, a scary mirror of our own world.
Yeah.
But we're actually following like the daughter of 2 revolutionaries get kidnapped because she was actually like a result of like cheating, one of these revolutionaries cheating with like a really disgusting immigration officer guy. And it's played by Sean Penn, and like he makes me so uncomfortable in this movie that like that's why a lot of the times I paused it and had to come back, because he's horrible. And like he's getting inducted into this horrible like KKK-esque club, and he's not racist enough for them.
Oof. Did you finish? Wait, sorry. You finished it.
Yeah. Did you not finish?
No, I haven't finished this movie.
Oh.
I got 45 minutes into it.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, well, that's when this comes about. Like, they're like, we want you to join. And then there's a rumor that he might have a mixed race daughter.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Metal says, it's a very well-made movie with amazing performances, but I didn't vibe with the movie.
Yeah. It's very well made. And like, yeah, amazing. Exactly what you said. Amazing performances. But like, I did not enjoy watching this.
That's what I would say for Bride was for me.
Well, but I think this is like probably more like prevalent as a story.
Yes, yeah, it's more uncomfortable.
Yeah, and at the end, I just wanted like some more resolution. We kind of end and it just ends and I'm like, Leo's still fucking smoking and drinking. I'm just like, what's going on?
Caitlin says I saw it in theaters, and I think being forced to watch it made me like it in a way.
I think maybe if I had watched it all at once.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it was the 4 segments and like my expectations of it being like funny in a dark way when really it was just like horrifying the whole way.
Yeah.
Horrifying all the way down.
Yeah.
And there's something at the end that if it would have happened, it would have been kind of like it would have hit harder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But like, yeah, like the cinematography was great. And there's this like really interesting sequence with like a car chase, and they're going over these like big up and down hills. So like you can't see once they go over the hill, like you're blind. And like the way they were filming it was like very much like you were driving the car, and it was like making you anxious in a good way, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It made an interesting sequence.
At the end of it.
Metal says it was funny, but not in the way I thought it would be. It was not funny for me in my segments. I should have watched it all at once. But like the beginning's really intense.
All right. Well, that's
all right.
An hour in.
We're an hour in. It's time to move on into our main discussion. But before we do that, we got to take a second to thank everybody out there listening. If you don't already, we would love it if you followed the podcast for free in your favorite podcasting app. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pocket Casts, whatever floats your boat. You can click that follow button for free and you'll be notified when we release new episodes. That really helps us get the episodes to you. And we'd love it if you love the show. We love if you took a second to review us on any of those apps. It's super easy on Spotify. You just like click the 5 stars. And that really helps the algorithm just like promote us to more people who would enjoy the show. And same goes for Apple Podcasts. You don't have to leave a written review. Those obviously are wonderful. But if you just want to do a review, that still helps. We really appreciate it. And we're on YouTube if you like to watch the show. YouTube.com/@those4kingfangirls. Please subscribe if you like to watch the show. That way that will be delivered to you every week. That really helps us out and it's free. And if you want to support us even more, we have a Patreon. And that's the only reason we can do the show, because it's supported by viewers like you. We appreciate our patrons so much. Thank you for being a part of our Patreon community. We have lots of fun perks over there. We'd love to have you there too if you're not already part of it. We obviously are always trying to grow the show, and to do that, we need to grow our Patreon, and we have great stuff over there. We make an extra half an hour show every week attached to the main show called Fangirl Tea Time, where we tell more like in-depth stories about stuff going on in our lives. We dig deeper into topics. And if you join now at our first tier team, Jacob, you get from this point, what are we at? 153, episode 153. You get our archive all the way back to episode 120 of Fangirl Tea Times. And then, of course, all the Fangirl Tea Times going forward. And you also get the show with ad-free, and you get to come to recordings. If you come get our second tier, Team Edward, you get all of that, but you also get all of these movie commentaries we've done and AMAs that we've done. And we are in the process of doing commentaries for every episode of Heated Rivalry. We have to record episode 5 this week.
Yes.
So that's exciting. And then we have our top tier, Team Polis Bananas, where we also do, which we have to schedule.
I know.
Actually, immediately. Fangirl Bonding every month, which are Zooms where we all hang out and get to know each other better, and it's really fun. So, yeah, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/those4kingfangirls. We really, 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 really appreciate your support over there. Thank you. All right. If you're a patron, we are rolling right on into the main discussion. If not, we'll be right back after these messages. All right. about Bridgerton season 4, part 2.
Yeah. So if you guys, we're talking spoilers, so be aware.
If you haven't watched it, obviously. Yeah. I don't know why people would listen if they haven't watched it yet, but if you don't want to be spoiled, don't listen to this segment until after you've watched Bridgerton season 4, part 2. All right. This season was so good. I enjoyed it immensely. Like, all of the, like, A, B, C, D, E plots had such beautiful arcs and moments, and I just think they did a phenomenal job. What was your overall thoughts?
My overall thought is I really, really enjoyed it too. I think the emotional payoff is so good in this that I'm still a season 2 girly through and through, because Anthony is just like my favorite, and I love.
Yeah, I still think that's my favorite season, but this is like right behind it.
This is definitely right behind it. And I like it, like there nothing was like distracting enough where I was like, can we just get back to like Benedict and Sophie? Like, I love
nothing was boring.
Nothing was boring. Yeah. Where like in the past, like a lot of the Featherington stuff was annoying to me.
Yeah. Well, we got like so much less Featherington stuff, which was really nice. We just got little snippets of Lady Featherington just saying random dumb or silly things, and then we'd move on.
The like
that magnifying glass.
I realized like the sisters weren't in it at all. Like there was one scene where all the Featherington men were like having cheese and gossiping, which was so fucking funny.
Oh yeah.
But like the sisters weren't in it at all, and like in the sense I kind of miss them because I do love their characters, but they weren't needed in that, at least.
Yeah, well we had Sophie's sisters kind of filling the role that her sisters usually take.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So they weren't needed, but we had like a blatant Harry Potter reference.
Yes.
With the 36. Last time I counted, there were 37 shoe clips. I was just like, wow, they really just did that.
Oh my God, Laura says controversial opinion. This is my least favorite season. Still good, but I didn't buy Benedict as being interesting at all. Love Sophie. Okay, wait. I can kind of agree with that.
I can agree with him not being interesting, but Sophie was so great.
Yes,
I was like 130% on her.
I love her so much. I do have to say there is that like point where like we have the confession, like the love confession in the in his room, like right before I think they have sex that first time, and I didn't believe him. Like I felt like I was witnessing someone reading, like, I don't know, reading the script. Like that's how I felt.
I believed him. I don't think he's like a very interesting Bridgerton.
Yeah.
But he's very sweet, and he's like got that lost artist vibe, you know. Like I can understand him. I just don't think he's that much fun to watch. But Sophie, I love watching Sophie put him in his place over and over and over again. Like, I love her character is so interesting that she fills in the uninteresting gaps of him. Like, and I'm so glad that he did like have the realization that he wants to be with her no matter what, and was going to propose no matter what before we got her reveal that she has the dowry and stuff. And he finally like had a purpose where he was helpful when he was like, you just believed the will? Like, that woman hates you. It was like, finally, somebody said it. How did you just believe her? And like, I understand she was grieving and she was like young and all that stuff.
She had no idea. No one was protecting her.
Yeah. But
wait, there's other.
Yes.
Yeah. I want to say, I feel like Benedict is passionless. Like, that's how I just felt like, I think like I don't know. I just felt like I just didn't feel it as hard. I feel like I felt Colin way harder. Like I felt the passion for Penelope so much more than I did Benedict.
I just think they had like a different kind of slow burn with them, whereas like Penelope didn't feel like a slow burn. It felt like it wasn't burning, and then they set it on fire.
It was fiery. Wait, I had to go back. Okay. Also felt like the love confession scene was trying. Who said this? Caitlin. Caitlin says, I also felt like the love confession scene was trying to have the same passions Anthony and Kate, and nothing can top that. I almost wish it was done differently. I agree.
Yeah, when he said, I am consumed by you, it was like, that's not going to match up. But I feel like they have different moments. Like, their moments aren't their sex moments for me. Their moments are like looking across the room at each other when she's like in the maid outfit and he's like with the tea and with talking to somebody else, and like, or like when he's dancing with his sister and she's watching him. Like, or like their moments are those moments like with the kite and with the lake when he's like naked in the lake and he comes out and she's like hiding behind the tree. There are all these little like chaste like glances and yearning, whereas like with Penelope, their moments were like the sexy moments, you know, like that I remember that like stand out as the moments where they like really came together. Because as soon as he realized that he loved her, they like were like in the fucking wagon together.
Wagon. I just though they really, I feel like they tried. There's like this one scene where it's like a close-up shot of Benedict's mouth as he's like breathing, and I'm like, I don't think that that's doing what you think it's doing.
Honestly, I need to rewatch it because I was like so kind of, I was in one of those like giddy blackouts while I was watching these episodes, I feel like. Because
You were in the
I
giddy
was just like,
blackouts.
I was just like pulling for Sophie so much, and I was so worried. Like she got arrested, and like Posey snuck out to help her, and I was like, Posey, they're gonna figure it out. And then she got back without telling her, and then she told her mom because she was manipulated into telling her where she was. I was just like, I was so. Like my concern wasn't as much riding on the romance as it was riding on Sophie coming into her own and being confident that she like deserves love and deserves like a life, where she was gonna just sit there in jail. They were like, is there someone that you need to call? And she was like, I guess not. Benedict Bridgerton! God fucking damn it. And I was like, I loved how Lady Bridgerton... okay, this was a great Benedict.
Violet.
Scene. Okay, Violet. Benedict Bridgerton coming to Violet after she was like, let her go. And then he was like, I love her. Was that what you would do? Would you have, if dad was of the lower class? Like when he really had that monologue, that felt impassioned to me. And that felt like I really felt for him in that moment. And I loved how Lady Violet Bridgerton responded to it. You know, she kind of like reconnected with who she was before this, and it really foreshadowed that we're gonna get a season of Queen Charlotte about her life falling in love with him, or before she fell in love with Mr. Bridgerton.
Oh, you mean Violet and
yes. Anyway, I loved that, and I loved how hard she tried to like get it together for him. She was like, okay, this is what you're gonna have to do. This is what it's gonna be like. I'm gonna give you my ring. Like, you should go after her.
I mean, my favorite Benedict scene, and the only scene that I feel like I had a true reaction to this season, was that like end of episode 7 when he realizes that Sophie is the lady in silver, and me and Alicia are like, yes, come on, and he's like shaking, and I'm like, that was so good, that lead up.
Can I just say I have a problem with this?
Really?
Okay, the only problem that really sticks out to me with his realization is that, first of all, like, he realizes it's her because of the necklace. She is leaving for the Americas. And he decides to look at every fucking drawing at this stupid fucking necklace. And I'm like, get the fuck out of there and run after her. Second, though, also, I feel like they did a bad job of showing us that the necklace was in these pictures because I was focusing on that necklace. I was like, this necklace is going to be integral to like them figuring something out because we keep looking at it, and she got it appraised and it was expensive and all this stuff. And I don't remember seeing it in any of these fucking pictures. So the fact that we didn't like zoom in on it in a picture or something never clued us in. So the payoff didn't pay off for me. I was like, oh, it was in the pictures this whole time. That's how he's putting it together.
I didn't remember it at all because like we didn't have that zoom in on the beginning. But they were making the necklace such a big deal. I was like, okay, this necklace is gonna be a big deal. Either like it ties to like her familial origin.
I thought Violet was gonna know the necklace because of family ties.
Yeah. Or it's gonna tie back into the Lady in Silver. But like they definitely didn't set that up well enough in the beginning.
Laura, I agree. She said Benedict gives Finn Hudson from Glee. Like he's good looking, but there's like not much behind the eyes. And yeah, I feel like Benedict is kind of like lacking this like fire behind his eyeballs. Mm-hmm. But Finn was a sweetie pie.
For some reason, someone said that there's like a coming out scene with Benedict, and I'm like, did I miss this scene?
Oh, he does say that to her, that he's been with men and with women.
When does he say that?
In the greenhouse, Laura said. But yeah, I think when they're in that orange area with the orange trees, and he's like, we can go to my cottage.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna rewatch this right after this because like, again, I was just like so excited that we had the episodes.
Me too. I feel like I watched it in a haze.
I did.
Like, trying to remember everything.
And I was like busy doing other things, but like in every free moment, I was like, Bridgerton. And then I just blew off everything to finish.
Okay, because he's bi, and I know that the bathtub scene is probably like a big part in the book because they both look down at it together. I'm like, oh my God. Okay. But when
I like that it was different from the other sex scenes.
Other sex scenes. Yes.
Except for Queen Charlotte, which had a great bathtub scene.
That's what I was comparing it to. I was comparing it to the very passionate that. Yes.
The chemistry between Queen Charlotte and the King and Queen Charlotte is amazing.
Yes, it's so good. Unmatched. Okay. But did anyone think this when he's like, we can do other things that don't get you pregnant? Alicia and I, we turned each other, we're like, in the butt.
Oh my God. I mean, that's not what I was thinking was going to happen in the bathtub.
I was like, come on, butt sex,
they don't
let's
have
go.
a drain. That would be disgusting.
Oh God. But I'm like, okay, first of all, maybe they didn't think about this. They don't know this much, but I'm like, if he's coming in the bath, it's in the water. Like, there's still a possibility.
I don't think they're thinking about that. Oh, let's talk about, we have to talk about Francesca because she had finally a great storyline.
Okay, Francesca, I have to.
Yes.
This was my favorite part of the whole season.
It was
Francesca.
So good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's not my favorite part of the whole season. I love Sophie. But like loved Francesca's storyline in this season. I loved getting to know Michaela. Like I loved that they became, they finally talked and like had fun together. Francesca as a character came alive with Michaela. Mm-hmm. Like I've never seen, she was like a robot before.
Yeah.
And now she was like a person. And I absolutely I was so excited for them because I knew obviously we're thinking this is going like they're going to be in a relationship. I'm so upset. What the fuck? She left. Okay. That was so uncalled for after they just had a conversation. Bitch, you have to at least leave a note. But I veer off my point here. I wanted to come back to Francesca getting checked if she was pregnant in the fucking 1800s when she would literally just miss her fucking period. What do you think you're gonna see in there? I was so upset for her that they did this examination days after her husband had died. So invasive, and there's nothing to fucking see. dumb bitches.
I'm
also
glad. Like, that was that one scene of like Benedict coming in.
Yeah, I'm glad he did.
That was like the one scene where I felt like his passion. Like, he loves his family so much, and I felt more passion in that scene than I did with Sophie. I just have to say that.
That's sad. I did not feel more passionate seeing this, but I was glad that he stood up for his sister and tried to help her. But I hate that she still ended up being like, "No, I'll do it." Like, no doing it. This is ridiculous. Yeah, I think John definitely knew about Michaela to Metal. Like, he has a very hard boundary when he's like, no, please do not introduce her to any men.
Oh, I didn't get that until just now.
Yeah. Laura says, I think Michaela left because when Francesca asked her to stay, she was like, I love this woman and I can't be here right now because she won't love me back. But like, she didn't even give her a chance. I think she would love her back.
Yeah. I love, okay. So there was a lot of discussion about grief in this.
Yes.
Because
They did a really good job with it.
They did a really good job because it's so mixed in with
their family
and like being as someone who lost both their parents, and when people lose people close to them, like I understand in that like most terrible way. And I think watching like Francesca go through that when like their marriage, they've only been married for a year and it's like, how does, like, you have so much more life ahead of you, and like how does that compare to Violet losing her husband? And then like, oh god, when like Hannah Dodd, Francesca did her monologue about like how she doesn't have a piece of John, and like Violet has 8 pieces of her. Oh my god. Like the and then even Eloise talks about how like there's a sense, like she talks about how like losing someone or grief, I just think that the writing with grief was so well done, and it truly like mixed up so much in me that I was just like a blubbering mess.
Yeah. And then like they had this beautiful line with Hyacinth, like of her arc, when she like, because she's been so excited to like have a husband, and she does this complete 180. Like, what's the point of having a husband when they're just gonna die? And she's like, she is surrounded by people who have lost their husbands, and I just think that they did a really good job with her arc, and I guess we'll talk about that more later because I'm gonna get off topic if we.
That's what it was. Yeah, it was her coming to the realization like, I want this, but like, is it gonna be truly worth it? And then Eloise talks to her about like, what is worth it, like having that happiness or never having that happiness.
And better to be loved than to have never loved at all.
Yes. And then like now kind of we're seeing this evolution of Eloise kind of
coming around. Yeah. Okay, wait, I gotta tell you, like the highlight scene of the whole second half was the celebration of John's life when Michaela did the Scottish dance, and then she was like, Francesca, can you come do it with me? And she taught her, and then the whole room was dancing.
I know them.
It was so good.
It was like when in season 2
when they did the ball and no one came, but it was like even more impactful because it was for John, and they hadn't done it when she wanted to celebrate it before. Francesca was not ready, and she was like, a circus is not going to like bring him back or whatever, and she spoke up for him too. Like it was almost like Francesca was so quiet, they didn't expect her to do a speech, and then like having her actually talk was really impactful too. Yeah, that scene was so fucking beautiful, and yeah, it was very reminiscent of like the season 2 moment at the ball.
Someone brought up the biscuit scene because
at the funeral.
Yes, because she doesn't know how to deal with her grief at this point, and she's just kind of working through it. And I've been there before. And she's like, "We need more biscuits," and then she brings the biscuits to her siblings, and her siblings are just so sweet and thoughtful and kind, and everyone is like she's
Taking the
trying
biscuits.
just taking the biscuits just for her own sake, and I just loved that. I think just to see that love on screen was so good. God,
Yeah,
like just
it was
all
really
of that
well
was so well done.
Yeah, no, it was all great and very impactful, and I'm excited to watch it again. Yeah, I was just like, what was I not doing? I wasn't filming. I was just like watching them crying on the couch. Like, I can't stop watching this now. I have to finish. Okay, let's talk about. Oh, we didn't talk about the Queen and Lady Danbury. But what a beautiful arc they had, and such a moment.
God.
They were talking at the end. They were like, what fun we've had.
I was not okay.
No.
I was like, they're laughing together, and she,
Yeah.
and then she looks at her, and then she goes, "I'm gonna miss you."
I know.
Oh God, I have rewatched it so many times on Reels. But at the same time, I'm like, she's gonna be back next season.
Well, I was like, we're going to get a Queen Charlotte. Like, they just referenced little things that they had done together that we hadn't seen. And, like, there was, like, a focus on that painting. And I just, like, it was like, look, Queen Charlotte. Look, Queen Charlotte. I was like, yes, Queen Charlotte is coming.
We need more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what a beautiful moment with their friendship and the laughing and the induction. Oh, okay. We have to talk about Lady Mondrich finally had a good storyline that was fun to watch. I love when Mrs. Mondrich, not Lady, Mrs. Mondrich, like, has the plan for Sophie, and she was like, I'm gonna help her, and it's either gonna make me or break me, but I want to do it. And I was like, yeah. And the Queen just like laughing it off after. Like, I heard something about shoe clips, and they're like, no, nothing. Drop the fucking shoe clips. They weren't even worth anything.
Well, Mrs. Mondrich has balls, and I'm like, I'm glad that she like went for it, because she in like her talking about the working class and like how much gossip like the Queen is missing because she's from the working class. And the end though, like when she's like, I heard something about a maid, and then they're like, this is Sophie, she is my cousin. And we're all like, what?
I was
my God,
glad that they did that.
Metal says Mrs. Mondrich gaslighting, gatekeeping, and girl bossing her way to success.
Fuck yes.
I really hope that we see like Mrs. Mondrich and like the Queen be more friendly.
Yeah.
Bond.
Yeah. It was really just great for her to like. It was great to see her step into a role that actually mattered, because like she, in theory, great character, but like we've given her nothing for so long. And it was so nice after like she really tried with getting Benedict, finding the woman in silver, you know, and she was like, oh, I found the perfect person, like this is her, and she didn't know how it went, and it ended up like it wasn't her at all. Like to see that after like that kind of like flopped, to like really bring it home at the end. Can we talk about the scene where Sophie's in court and Benedict runs in, and then Violet runs after him, and he's like, this is the blah 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 blah, and she's like, and the brother of the Duke of Hastings.
And the brother of the brother
like,
of Duke of Hastings. She's like, I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure that my boy gets the woman that he loves.
Love how impassioned she was about helping. And it was like so annoying that the order they had to talk in during that moment, like they had to talk by class.
No.
I was like, oh my God.
Okay, Laura says the brother of the Duke of Hastings. Can we pay him more to make a cameo for just one season?
Just one cameo. Why weren't they at the end?
So, Jess Brown, I think that's the showrunner's name. She has said, and I think there was that she's like, we would love to have them back. Like, we can make it work. So I feel like they're gonna try to have them both back.
For next season.
Phoebe and what's his name, Regé. So I feel like they're gonna try. When oh my god, wait, when Anthony and Kate came back, I was like, ah! I screamed. I was so excited for them.
Anthony came back to villain.
He did. The old Anthony came out. Mm-hmm. The baby that they got to play their baby, so fucking cute.
Very cute. Ugh. Okay, wait, we have to talk about how Natasha finished this, and we were on the phone, and she's like, did I miss something? Why am I seeing pictures of her in a wedding dress? I'm like, did you not watch the 10-minute after credit scene? And she's like,
no.
Oh, bye.
I was like just scrolling. I'm like, wait, I haven't seen this.
Literally, like, I was paying attention to how much time was left. So I was like, oh, there's got to be more. And then and also like the way they ended, they always do an epilogue. So I was like, where's the epilogue? And
yeah.
I saw it was
no,
there.
I'm like, why where's the epilogue scene? They always have an epilogue scene. And then, well, Alicia was like going home, and I was like, okay, bye. It was like 11 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm. But I'm really glad they had that, and it ended on the painting that he finally finished with her face.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The first painting that he finished, I guess.
All right, let's talk about Lady fucking Whistledown. I love what happened. Like, it makes perfect sense now that she was like known, that no one's gonna fucking gossip around her, and people are just gonna like peacock for her basically about what they want her to write about.
Yeah.
Do we think, because I really would love it to be Eloise, but I do think that we've foreshadowed that it might be Hyacinth.
My first thought was that it's Hyacinth.
Yeah. Because
she's always been so obsessed with society and Lady Whistledown.
And she was the maid in that episode, and she got a taste of what it's like to be on the wall of a society event. And then she said she wants to get to know herself.
Yeah. So I feel like she's got this disguise now. She's got the money. I wonder if it might be like a 2-person job
Eloise.
now.
I feel like this is the thing. Eloise knows everything about how Lady Whistledown operates. So like with her help, Hyacinth would know it all too, you know? And now that they've been bonding, what if she did help her? Like Metal... Oops, so sorry.
No, go on.
I was just going to say, Metal said, I'd love for the new Whistledown to be one of the servants. But we know if you rewatch the first season, which I just did, like, one of the servants, when Eloise comes to the head of the household, she's like, that's hilarious that you think that if I have the time and the money to write Lady Whistledown, because a servant would not have time or money for that. And they wouldn't be a servant if they were doing it and making money.
Wait, hold on. Someone said, you all are just chatting it up for this. Pauline says, well, they also kept talking about giving Hyacinth the feather, which was an Easter egg in season 1 that Penelope was whistled down with the opening scene. Ooh. But then, the feather, but then Violet put the feather on Eloise too.
I mean, I would love Eloise to be Lady Whistledown after like how obsessed she was. And she's the writer. Like, she's always writing too. So
is she?
Yeah, she's always journaling and scribbling. That's why they think it's her in the beginning.
Oh, that's right. Oh yeah, the Modiste wasn't in this season. Well, back to Penelope. So last season she did not want to give up Whistledown. Like, she
was empowered,
claimed it. It was hers. And when someone was impersonating her, she was very, very angry. And then obviously she's now is married. She has a life and a family, and it's been very hard for her to continue her pursuits as Whistledown, as we have seen. So we definitely needed to see that.
Yes.
I do love, I want to know what she's going to be writing. I feel like that needs to continue.
Yeah.
I don't love that, like, now that she's not Whistle Down, like, she's not going to be, like, super integral to the story, because, like, I love her so much. But the scene where, like, she decides that that's going to be her last issue and she writes it, and then Colin comes in. It's like, it's so, I just love that moment so much. But also the other moment when she looks at herself in the mirror and then she sees her younger self and she's not that person anymore. And
Yeah.
I also cried at that too.
It was just like this evolution, like where she like realizes, you know, she doesn't need it anymore too. And she has love and a lot of stuff in her life, and she's seen and heard in a way that she never was back then.
Yeah. Someone said, Metal said below, the biggest twist if Gregory is the new Whistle Down, the most overlooked sibling. He's away in Eton. He's not.
Well, he was more in the second half. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about her recital.
Oh yeah.
It was so cute. I loved her recital.
I love the recital, and then I loved how everyone said, like, I can't be at her recital right now. The people who weren't there.
I forget who wasn't there. I have to rewatch this.
I think it was Lady Danbury and Francesca who.
Oh yeah. I love how Francesca was like, not going to society events is one of me and John's favorite hobby. But okay, you know what I also loved? Hyacinth is like the generation like coming up where like the boys are so fucking like, they're like, boys will bring you a lemonade if they like you, and then she dances with a boy and he's like, oh, I'll get us some I'm gonna get some lemonade, and he just gets it for himself and doesn't come back. I'm like, this is men.
Or when I love the whole part with Gregory too, when like the boys are all like hyping him up and like being like, if you like her, you just go up to her and talk to her.
He's like, I'm in love.
It's so sweet. I love that shit. And these actors can't leave the show because that has to continue to happen. Like those moments make it so worth it.
Yeah, they're so sweet. And like with all the older siblings, I mean, it's so cute.
Yes.
Oh, and like Benedict dancing with her. I just like, there are so many sweet sibling moments between like Benedict and Hyacinth, and Eloise and Hyacinth, and like Penelope this season kind of being like an older sister for Francesca almost, you know? Like she's her confidant. Like it was just like, there were so many beautiful family relationships and connections, and
yeah, it just like the emotional payoff was just so well done. Also, wait, we have to talk about when Benedict comes in and tells Violet that Sophie is the woman in silver, and then
oh my god, Colin, I need to watch this again.
Colin, Eloise, and Penelope are like, wait, what? The whole time they're like, your brother's in love with the maid. And
no, I like Violet. It's like she's like laying it out,
and then Penelope has missed out on this like the biggest, juiciest gossip.
Yes, like your brother's in love with your lady's maid. Oh, like Violet's been picking up on it this whole time. Violet would never be Lady Whistledown, but like she'd make a great one.
Yeah, she would. I feel like Hyacinth is gonna turn into like a little bit of like Eloise in a sense, because like obviously she had this very like glittering view of society and what that was gonna be like, and the boys have kind of squashed her. They brought her into reality, and obviously Francesca's husband passing away. Like all of these things are coming to life that is not what she thought, and I think that's so interesting to see. I don't think we've really seen someone who has, besides like Harry Potter and stuff, where we've seen someone as like a young girl, like and Stranger Things, move through life and have this type of outlook on life, and then how all of that gets squashed. Like all of these childhood fairy tales are getting squashed as unfolding in front of us on screen. And I really hope that like that is like we see more of that. And I really want Hyacinth to be like the last sibling, because I feel like she's so interesting right now.
Yeah, she is. She's been set up really great. She has such a deep lore, honestly.
Yes.
And so many different facets of her have been shown to us.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's move into like, who do we think is next, Eloise or Francesca? Can we do both?
I feel like they still need to set up Eloise. Like, I really want it to be Eloise, but I feel like Francesca set up so well right now.
She is. But poor Eloise has been out for so long in society.
Well,
but
she is, in her book, I do know that like she is truly considered a spinster. I think
Okay.
there's like a time jump.
isn't Kate's considered a spinster too at 26, right?
Yes. I think that they have mentioned that they're going to do a time jump.
So we're going to have a time jump between Francesca and Michaela?
Yeah, I feel like at least 2 or 3 years.
2 or 3 years?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. Wow.
Yeah. Wait, so who's left? It's Eloise,
Eloise, Francesca,
Jessica,
and Gregory
and Hyacinth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe this will change, but I'm like, I don't need Gregory's season.
Well, we don't know him yet. I feel like now he's going to be like the last one.
I mean, I don't know. A Hyacinth I would love to see, even though I don't think she's going to be next, because we have 2 other people that are more pressing with age.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but I love that Lady Lady Whistledown. What did I say? I love that Lady Whistledown has been invigorated with new life, much in the way of like Gossip Girl, but like way better because it makes sense. Whereas in Gossip Girl, it was just confusing.
She even sounded different.
Yeah.
Like she sounded more like peppy.
Yes.
Which is like, she sounds youthful.
Yes, Hyacinth. No, I was talking about this on the phone with Katie. She's like, I rewound. They changed her voice.
Laura says also lots of people are threatening to skip Francesca's season because they think being gay is contagious. Jesus fucking Christ.
God.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I feel like they might save Eloise to draw people back in. I hope that they don't do that. I hope that they aren't scared to do that.
It's ridiculous, but I guess we'll see. I know they probably already have had this planned out for a while, so we'll see. But I was just like really getting into Francesca's storyline and excited, and the fact that Michaela just disappeared was so upsetting.
Yeah, Mel says I hope we get Francie's next. She needs a win.
Yeah, she does, and like I'm just excited now that we're like kind of seeing her be a person. She was like trying to be this perfect silhouette for so long that she wasn't actually being herself.
Okay, how did you like how they wrapped up the Sophie and Benedict like story? Because I remember when I talked about it last time, I'm like, I hope that like he still wants to marry her despite her being a lady's maid.
And he did.
And that they don't make it like, oh my God, she so conveniently is like the daughter of his sister or something. Like
yeah. I mean, they did do that though. He made a big effort. He was preparing the cottage. Like he had the ring. He asked her.
Yeah, no, like they were ready.
Yeah. And then it was after that. I love the scene when she went back to the Penhallow house. Is it Penhallow? That's Shadowhunters. Penworth. Whatever. Went back to the Penworth house and had Eloise talking to. Oh, I love that Eloise and Lady Cowper kind of had a talk.
Oh, yeah.
And we got to move past that Penwood house. At Penwood House, and that whole scene where it was like kind of like a heist. Like we got to open the box, get the keys. It was so fun, and I was like, can we take it with us? Like, why are we reading it here? I was so worried. And I was like, I want a picture. I want a photocopy. No one can do these things.
I know. And they just like presented it. Like she could have just denied it.
Yeah, I know. But that's why I was like, I want to take it with me. So I have the proof.
Did you think that it was going to be Cressida? I was like, oh, that's Cressida.
Oh, well, once we saw the back of her, I was like, oh, it's Cressida.
Laura says her pink house is my dream. Yeah.
I love how Eloise is like, it's so you. Oh my God. Laura said, I've never seen my dead husband's secret will before. A Cinderella story with Sailor Death. Yeah, it was very a Cinderella story feeling in that moment with the will.
Yeah, and the fact that like, oh my, it's just like she was paid no wages, had to become this maid.
Every time you said that, I was like, why haven't you been leading with this? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. You were just there, just working
to
the bone
for this in this house that was your dad's as an indentured servant.
Oh, Harley says Katie Leung did such a good job being a villain. I'm so angry at her.
I couldn't stand her either. Oh
good
my God.
Lord.
Even when she was like in that moment where they had to make peace, you know, when they were like, we're going to tell everyone that you've been embezzling her dowry if you tell about this. She was still a raging bitch. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Laura says she was like, I loved it in an interview. She was a great villain. She really took on a new persona, and her outfit really reflected her villainy.
She's very like evil queen.
Yes, she was. The hair and like the tips on her shoulder pads, I feel like, or even like giving evil.
The scene where they come to visit Violet and the girls are talking to Eloise and Hyacinth.
Oh.
And then Sophie comes in. She's like, like backs out.
And Posey like distracts everybody. Oh my God. That was so fun. Oh man. And Posey to Eloise, she's like, I did not know. I mean, like, I didn't do this. This was not me. And Eloise is like, I didn't think it was. There were such fun characters. It was a great time. Oh, what a good season. All right. We are going to wrap this up. Is there anything else we want to talk about? Let's rank our seasons. So 2, 4, 1, 3.
2, 4, 1, 3.
And I don't know where Queen Charlotte ranks in there because I had to rewatch it. That's the only one I haven't watched as many times.
I mean, I feel like Queen Charlotte.
It's really good.
It's really good, but it kind of hurts me sometimes to watch it.
Yeah, but I wonder if it's 2, 4 Charlotte, 1, 3.
Laura says the third season. I mean, I like the third season because of Penelope. I just don't like all the other shit.
Yeah. Penelope's storyline's great, but there's a lot of like floof around it. And that air balloon scene, I can't get on board with it. I rewatched that hot air balloon and it's just so silly. All right. Are we ready for Mary Kiss Cliff?
Yes.
Here we go.
Okay, the eldest Bridgerton girls. Mary Kiss Cliff, Eloise, Francesca, Daphne.
Ooh. Okay, marrying Eloise. I am going to... I feel like I still don't know Francesca enough. I'm going to kiss Daphne and cliff Francesca. But she's just coming into her own, so maybe I'd like her better. She was just so like bland for so long.
I feel like I'm gonna marry Francesca.
Okay. I feel like she'd be a great wife.
Yeah. But also like, yeah, we have a lot in common now. I feel like, yeah, she's coming into her own. I'm gonna kiss Eloise. I don't know. I feel like Daphne might be a better kisser because Eloise doesn't kiss anyone.
Excuse me. That's mean.
I'm gonna kiss Daphne and I'm gonna clip Eloise. Okay.
All right. Well, that's our show today, folks. We'd love to hear any of your thoughts, your ranking in the comments on YouTube or on Spotify comments or on Instagram when we post about this. Thank you so much for joining us today. We release new episodes every Friday. Our podcast is edited by Shannon Burton. Our music is by Cole Jenkins with vocals by Heather Traska. Again, we are on Instagram at Those Working Fangirls, so make sure you're following us there. And we're on TikTok at Those Working Fangirls as well. And please check out our Patreon. We're about to go record Fangirl Tea Time. That's coming up next for patrons. And we'll see you all next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.